Hey, what's up, Multiplied crew? Are you ready to get deducated? I hope you are. We're gonna do, in this episode, what I intended to do last episode. If you didn't notice, in last episode, we turned into Blue Baby, which, if you look, we don't even have Blue Baby unlocked yet, and he's not even, like, a character available on the screen. So we got 3 completion marks on a character that you can't even become. But now I'm gonna show you how to actually use Azazel this time, and I am fully intending this time to actually go Angel Deals. I wanted to so badly last time, but it just didn't happen. I do apologize for that. I was really hoping I could show you, the best way to go Angel Deals in just a second. Just had to make sure I was recording, of course. If school is in session, I have to make sure I'm actually in session, But if you remember what I said last time, try to keep the enemies at the very edge of your brimstone beam. You have flight, use it as effectively as you possibly can. And you are strong, so... Ooh, Butterbean! You are strong, so just make sure that you use your strength effectively. You should be able to one-shot almost every single early game enemy, and probably most of the later game enemies if you get like 1 or 2 damage upgrades. And this is a decent item. It blocks shots, it shoots enemies, it's fine. It's an orbital. Not one of the best orbitals in the game, but it exists. But another important thing with Azazel is you have to make sure that you know his rhythm. So you want to be able to shoot as soon as you can, so right when the charge bar gets full, you have to know that you can release it. And sometimes you will probably release it a little bit early at the start. But if you want to deal out the absolute most DPS possible, you have to learn to get the rhythm down. Plus, Azazel can be a little bit of a pain if there's a lot of individual things that you want to shoot. So, the best way to counteract that is to learn his rhythm. And let's just go right into the boss. Larry Jr. is hard countered by Azazel. You can hit all of his segments at once, or you can just do what I just did. And that was not intentional, if you're wondering. I'm gonna go back for the secret room. As we learned last time, the secret room cannot be blocked on any side, and there's not a very, very obvious place for it on this one. So I'm just gonna take a gander and say it might be here. It wasn't. So I think the only other place it could have been was down here or attached to the cursed room. And either way, we're not gonna be able to get into it, so let's just move on. And another helpful tip, if you see a shop but you don't have 15 cents, most of the time I don't go into there because there could be something like the stopwatch in there, and the stopwatch is something that you don't want to miss. And if you see it in the shop, only if you see it. If you don't walk into the shop, it doesn't actually make it so you can't see it again in the future. But if you walk in there and see stopwatch, but you're not able to buy it, you'll never be able to find stopwatch again for the rest of your run. And that's something that you don't really want to deal with. Especially if you need like a really good shop item, you don't want to miss out on one that you need just because you couldn't buy it earlier. Gotta be careful with those enemies. Any enemy that has a death rattle that's like a star pattern are very difficult. Like there's ones in the downpour that are very, very difficult just because well, first of all, they launch themselves at you, but then they also go in that star pattern. Another thing that I recommend on Azazel is if you see a room like what I just did, rush the ranged enemies. Like, you can get away from the non-ranged enemies, but the ranged enemies will still be able to hit you from afar, obviously. So they are more of an imminent threat, especially on this character where you don't have that much range. So you want to kill those ranged enemies before you kill the enemies that are chasing you, because you'll be able to kill those no matter what. So just a little pointer. And I'm guessing, could the secret room not have been there? I guess it could have, but it wasn't. Gotta make sure my spacing is correct for this secret room. Beautiful. And quite often you'll see a room like this with a reroll machine. Sometimes the reroll machine can be useful, like if you find mystery gift, you could reroll the item from the mystery gift. But other than that, the reroll machine usually is not useful. So yeah, you see how I'm just staying as far away from these enemies as I can while still hitting them and using the rocks to my advantage? That is exactly what you want to do on Azazel. That is the best way to play Azazel, hands down. Charged Baby is fine. You see the tinted rock? Yeah, I'm sure you saw it this time. You're getting used to those tinted rocks. Be careful with scatter bombs though. They can blow up your donation machine, even if you're not trying to. So, gotta be careful about that. So these guys are a little bit difficult on Azazel. You gotta just make sure between their shots to go up and shoot them. These guys aren't as difficult because their creep can't hurt you. But right after they shoot, you can go up, shoot them back, and you won't have to worry about getting hit. Also, they can only shoot so far. You saw that their radius was not that far. So if you stay out of their shooting radius, you should be fine, but it's much harder to do that on Azazel. Okay. If I can, I'm going to go back, blow up the rear stock machine plus the beggar, or not the beggar, the shopkeeper, and see if we can get an extra 2 cents and pick up Charged Baby. We did get an extra 2 cents, so let's go get Charged Baby. What's this pill? I can see forever. Not very useful since we've already found both the secret rooms. If you didn't know, an I can see forever pill makes it so you can see and get into secret rooms for free. It's a very, very good pill to have in your pill pool. Another thing about the Binding of Isaac is every pill is not always in your pill pool. I believe it selects 13 pills to be in your pill pool. I think it's like something like 8 positive pills and like 5 negative pills can be in your pool. So there's always going to be more positive pills than negative pills. And like I said in an episode before, the negative pills you will only have to take once, so it is worth it to take pills. So the way to get an angel deal is you skip this devil deal. Don't even enter the room. If you enter the room, it makes it so that your next deal might also be a devil deal. So you'll want to skip that completely. Do not even look in there. I know, you have the fear of missing out. You're not going to want to skip it, but you have to. That's the only way to guarantee an angel deal, okay? Trust me on this. You're not going to want to, you're not gonna want to go into the devil deal. It's just gonna mess you up. Even though I am 1/3 guppy, I want to show you how to get angel deals, and that's why I'm still gonna go angel deals, despite me also wanting to go devil deals. I'd say it's better at least 80% of the time to go devil deals, just because you can get so many more in a run compared to angel deals. Because you can see we still only have a 33% chance of getting an angel deal, despite all that, despite missing out on a devil deal. But the thing about angel deals is they're free, and that's a very good thing. Getting really good potential items for free, yeah, you're gonna want to utilize that in low HP situations. We're not in a low HP situation, but I still want to show this to you. It's very important that you know how to get to angel deals, and you know how to destroy the angel statues, and you know how to fight the angels. And I will take this. This is an active item that gives you flight and makes your body spew out a bunch of tears that do a lot of DPS. I think it's personally an underutilized active item. People tend to replace it really fast, but it's like the Bible. It gives you flight, but it also gives you like really high DPS. So it's, in my opinion, like a better Bible. But the Bible can also be used to instantly kill Mom, and it lives, if you didn't know. So if you use the Bible in the Mom fight, it's an instant win. So if you find the Bible but you're struggling to beat Mom, use the Bible in the Mom fight. You will be very happy with yourself because she will immediately die. No threat at all. It's very, very amazing if you can actually get that before the Mom fight. Obviously, you will not find the Bible every time before the Mom fight. But I'd say I can find the Bible probably like 20% of the time before the Mom fight, because it's in the shop pool, it's in the library pool, it's in the angel pool. Or at least I believe it's in the angel pool. So and like if you get rosary from the angel deal, you can also get it from any pool. So there's lots and lots of ways to get the Bible before the Mom fight if you're struggling to beat Mom. Although if you're struggling, I would also recommend doing the fight just so you can get used to it. And let's move on down. We found the shop and the item room. No point staying on the floor. There's an arcade here, and let's donate our health, get some money. This is something that I quite often do, is just use my red hearts, especially when I have so many soul hearts, which it ended up getting us 12 cents, I think. which is really, really good. You won't always get nickels like that. And look, it's Lazy Matman. He decided to show up for this episode, so I appreciate that, Matman. I really do. Thank you for showing up to school. I hope you're ready to get educated, Lazy Matman. But yeah, like I said, utilize your flight. I'm gonna keep trying to get it into your brain. Utilize your flight. Utilize everything that you possibly can on your character. They're made the way they are for a reason, so you gotta utilize them. So, do you reckon the secret room's above here? Typically, this is like a sign that the secret room's here. It's like giving you a little cutout. So look for things like this, signaling you that, essentially, that the secret room is there. And wow, skeleton keys. So we're about to get 99 keys. And that is all that skeleton key does, is just give you 99 keys. So it's a good item, but it's not the greatest item. But of course, we will never have to worry about keys again. Be careful with these enemies. Stay as far away as you can. And once again, attack them after they shoot, or attack them through walls if you can. A Joker card actually teleports you directly to the Devil or Angel deal. So if I use that right now, which I'm not gonna because we're probably gonna get a natural Angel deal anyways, it will teleport us right to the Angel deal. Gotta be very careful with these guys. They can blow you up, they can blow up the environmental objects, which can also blow you up. Like the mushrooms, they can do a gas cloud, which will also blow you up. I struggle a lot with, or I used to struggle a lot with bonies. They shoot at you basically right when you get in front of them, which makes them really dangerous. The best way to deal with bonies is let them shoot and sidestep and then shoot them. Or sidestep while you're shooting, like what I just did. You saw how he shot at me? I was able to shoot and sidestep and still kill him. That's what you have to do with bonies. Because I'm sure that a lot of you probably do struggle with killing bonies, because I used to struggle a lot. Like, they were my least favorite enemy, but once I learned how to actually dodge them, I figured out, hey, these guys aren't actually that bad. Like, they really are not the worst enemies in this game. There's far worse enemies than those. And we got Perfection and Splunker Boy, which I believe is for beating three floors in a row without taking any damage. I'm not going to use that pill in case it's telepills, because our Angel deal could shut. And we get Immaculate Heart, which gives us a damage multiplier and a damage up. And I'm going to show you, you can blow up these angel statues. Okay, no you can't, because we have not unlocked the Dark Chest yet. So you cannot blow up those angel statues. I apologize for misleading you. But eventually you'll be able to blow up those angel statues, I promise. I promise I'm not trolling you. It just takes a while, okay? So we're gonna go back since we did not find the item room or the shop. And hopefully we can find it pretty quickly. There's the shop. The item room should be the other direction if my Isaac compass isn't lying to me, and that's a really good trinket. So I'm trading up Perfection for that. I will take Sharp Plug, which allows you to charge up your active items. And I also just realized I forgot to re-enable my mod, so I do have to explain what every item does. So what Sharp Plug does is it allows you to charge up your active item by damaging yourself. So let's say I had 3 out of 4 charges on Sharp, or not on Sharp Plug, on the scissors. I could get the 4th charge by using half a red heart, just by pressing spacebar. That's all you have to do is press spacebar. But if you do it on accident, you will still lose your health. So you have to be careful when you have Sharp Plug. Toxic Shock is amazing. This will allow us to go much, much faster through levels, because Toxic Shock actually does a toxic aura within the whole room, which does damage equal to your DPS. Which is actually very, very incredible, especially on Azazel. He has high base damage. We have a damage multiplier, so we're going to be killing everything without really even shooting them, which is going to be very, very nice. And let's see if we can find this boss very quickly. As you can see, you can get soul hearts from fires. I've finally been able to prove it. And yeah, that was Toxic Shock doing some work. Like, look, yeah, we don't even have to damage those guys. Toxic Shock, if you see that item, Oh, you're a lucky man to see that item. Or woman. I don't judge. I know that not all of you are men, but most of you are. Obviously, Toxic Shock is not as good against bosses because it only ticks for a certain amount of time. And bosses have a lot of health, so it doesn't really do too much to them. And obviously, if you're Azazel, you want to utilize your flight as much as you possibly can. Now I can see the whole map, so I can know where not to go. And is this just, yeah, depths 1. Let's go in, fight the boss really quickly. I know we haven't hit the item room yet, but we're so strong we don't really need to. And I got damaged anyways. And that's actually a tear rate and 1 eye upgrade, but for Azazel it just works as a straight tears upgrade, and it does break the tears cap. I'm going to use this, see if we get an angel deal. We did. We get Trinity Shield, and we would be able to get the second key piece here if we were able to, but we cannot do that yet, so that was just a skill issue. Don't do what I just did. It was not smart of me. But you're about to see what pay to win does. Oh. I don't know if that actually works with Brimstone. I'm just going to refresh it and assume that it... I mean, I'm assuming it does work, but I just want to find a cooler item for you guys. Just because we have the reroll machine, I want to use it. Okay, well this will allow us to shoot diagonally. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's a tears up, and it allows us to shoot diagonally. That's all there is to that one. I almost just did it again. But now we can move on. We found the item room and shop. And this brings up another really good point, is that mapping can be very essential in these runs. Because you can pretty much figure out exactly where you need to go based on the map. So we know neither of these rooms have anything in it or attached to it. So by the power of deduction, we can figure out that the boss is almost certainly to the... I'm gonna say to the bottom right. I think that's where it would be. Because the other rooms look way too close together. It looks like there could be a secret room to the left of here. And if there is a secret room to the left of here... Okay, there isn't. So the boss could technically be to the top left, too. But that also could be the item room. That could be... Oh, wait, the item room's right here. That could be the shop. Okay, Wafer's amazing. It makes it so no matter what, you only take half a heart of damage. And it is a quality 4 item. And a damage upgrade out of a gold chest. And that's why you want to open gold chests, especially when you have 96 keys. So it did end up being the boss this direction. Very nice. I went with my instinct. Once I knew that the secret room wasn't there, I figured it was probably the boss room up here. But we're going to go back for the shop because, as I told you in the first episode, you can't get out of the mom fight once you enter. Unless you have a fool card. And my dog is barking, which is very rude. Very rude. I would very much appreciate him to not be barking right now. He does that whenever anybody pulls up to the house or even remotely close to the house. And that's a skill issue. And there's a greed fight. That can happen in shops. It can happen in 2 different shops in your run. Because it can be greed and... What's the name? Super greed? I don't even remember the name of all the greeds. And I'm trying to teach you guys. No, you gotta teach me, okay? But anyways, let's go and fight Mom really quickly. And we probably will take on Boss Rush again. Because like I said in the last episode, Azazel is the character that I use to learn Boss Rush. Also, another important tip for Mom. Be listening to the voice cues. When she screams, that means her foot's about to come down. Okay? And not just... Don't just look for the shadow. Listen for it, too. Okay, this could be interesting. My reflection is interesting because it makes you shoot your brimstone backwards, but triple shot will make us do a lot of damage. You know what? We're going for the funny combo. It makes us shoot backwards like this, but it gives us a lot of range. So you kind of have to rewire your brain to use something like this. I mean, obviously it shoots in front of you too, but it shoots further behind you. So you gotta rewire your brain to use Brimstone My Reflection if you choose to go in that path. But we are going to clear Boss Rush as fast as we possibly can. Azazel, like I said, is one of the best characters to take on Boss Rush with, and we unlocked the Necropolis. Very interesting. I think that's probably because we defeated, you know, a certain number of different bosses, can unlock different things. And we must have met all the criteria, so we must have killed all of the bosses of like a certain type, which is typically how you unlock new waves like that, or new stages, I guess. So Necropolis is just a different form of depths. So once you unlock Necropolis, it's pretty much like a 50-50 chance between getting Necropolis or depths. And it's basically just a reskin. Just like anything else, it's essentially just a reskin of the floor. I don't think anything special happens in Necropolis versus Depths. Besides, it looks cool. I think Necropolis looks cooler than Depths, personally. Just like Scarred Womb, I think looks cooler than the Womb, but that's just my personal opinion, so. Once you get there, you'll have to tell me what you think. Okay, I should have been using this. Make sure you use your active item in the boss rush, because you get more charges. Every wave gives you 2 charges on your active item, so you have to make sure you're using it, okay? I was not using it because I was just kind of ranting and also enjoying the scenery of boss rush. Like, we're so strong. Azazel is just the character to do boss rush on. Gotta love it. Especially if you stand in the middle right here, you can usually hit all of the bosses. And there should just be like 1 more stage after this, I believe. Maybe 2. I think it's just 1, though. So this should be the last stage, I believe. There is a mod that you can do so that you can see the waves of boss rush, and I would recommend that for newer players, just to be able to see where you are in boss rush. And I was probably 1 stage off. Yeah, probably. Unless there's still going to be another one after this, but I don't think so. And we unlocked the nail. And we got Yum Heart, which just restores a red heart. Not needed. The pinking shears are much better, so let's move on. So, as you know, once you beat Mom once, you can go to the Womb, and the Womb will typically do a full heart of damage every time you get hit. However, it will not do that to us since we have the Wafer. The Wafer is one of the best defensive items in the game. Second, in my opinion, only to Holy Mantle, which Holy Mantle is just on a whole different level. It allows you to take a hit every single, and I mean every single room, without actually taking any damage. And that is just one of the best things you could possibly ask for. Got hit somehow. Be careful of these statues. They're really dangerous. They're probably more dangerous than whatever boss you find in there. And I was able to find the boss room really quickly just because of the layout of the map. You could tell that this was pretty much the only spot that it could spawn. You'll learn how to figure that out later. It's pretty much just an experience thing. And we get another angel deal. And wow, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. That is insane that we got Holy Mantle right after talking about it. So you'll be able to see the power of Holy Mantle if I get hit at all, which I don't plan on getting hit, but if I do. So typically the boss room will be spawned pretty much as far away as possible from you, and it will almost always be a full room, but sometimes it can be a double wide room, but it will usually just be a normal square room. So that's how I know it is in the bottom right. So we are going to go directly to the boss room, just based on what we know about mapping. And I'm hoping I'm right about this, or else it would be kind of embarrassing, but I was almost positive that the boss room would be right here. Let's just go right in, beat Mom's heart, and take another win, take another completion mark on Azazel, and be happy. And you can unlock Cathedral, I believe, after beating Mom's heart 5 times. So this will be kill number 2 on Mom's heart. And you saw us take a Holy Mantle hit there, but we did not take any damage, because Holy Mantle is one of the most incredible items in the game. But let's move on to Shoal and get the Satan completion mark on Azazel. And you unlock so many things. We unlocked Eve. Beautiful. We've unlocked so many characters. And once again, I can pinpoint exactly where, well, maybe not exactly. There's 2 spots that it could be this time. But both of them are on the left side of the map. One's bottom left, one is mid left. But those are the only 2 spots. I guess it could also be... Oh, that's bad. Range down is not great. And those are the enemies I was talking about that can instantly laser you. But Holy Mantle protected us, so we're all good. I guess I can just use the world card. Yeah, it was in the spot that I didn't think it would be in, so that's interesting. I'm just checking this for, you know, S's and G's. And let's go right to the boss. We saved the world card. Well, did we save the world card or did we just pick that up? Am I crazy? I thought we saved the world card, but now I'm second guessing myself. But just for a situation like this, where we just want to go to the boss room fast, there's no point of delaying. Lard, it's not that great of an item. It gives you an HP upgrade, but it also gives you a speed down. Not the greatest item in the world, so I wouldn't recommend taking it usually, unless you're like really needing some HP. And let's just go in for our final fight. Eventually you can learn the timing on that and place a bomb. That's a good strategy that I should be using, but we're so strong that I don't really need to use it, but I should be using it just to show it to you. And once again, we're going to use the backwards shot so that we can hit Satan from as far away as possible. And we got the dodges down. Remember, just stay on the very left or the very right. That is the best way to avoid that phase. Hands down. And we lost our Holy Mantle because I ran directly into the foot for some reason. I don't know what made me do that. And then we took a hit because our body blew up one of those Ely boys. But either way, I hope this helps you with Azazel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have another tutorial tomorrow. I hope you got educated, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.